In 1997, scientists picked up a sound coming from deep in the ocean. It was so loud it shouldn't have been possible. It didn't match any known animal, it didn't match any ship or submarine, or any machine for that matter. For years, nobody could say for sure what made it. People online already had a name ready to go. Sea monster. Something massive, something nobody has ever found. This is the story of the Bloop and what was actually making the sound. Back in the late 1900s, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA for short, had a network of underwater microphones called hydrophones scattered across the Pacific Ocean. They were originally built to listen for volcanic activity on the seafloor. In the summer of 1997, those microphones picked up something strange. A loud, low sound rising in pitch, unlike anything in their recordings before. So they nicknamed it the Bloop. And here's the part that made it genuinely puzzling. The sound was detected across more than 5,000 kilometers of ocean. That's roughly the distance between New York and London. For a sound to travel that far underwater, whatever made the sound had to be enormous. At first, scientists thought it might be biological, some kind of animal call. The way the pitch rose and shifted had the same rising, almost alive quality that you would expect from a whale. But there was a problem. The loudest animal on Earth is the blue whale, and even its call can only be heard from about 1,000 miles away. The Bloop traveled more than 3 times that distance. Whatever made this sound was louder than the loudest animal we know by a wide margin. That ruled out every known creature on the planet, so naturally people started imagining what else it could be. Stories spread about a massive, undiscovered sea creature lurking somewhere in the deep ocean, something science had never found out about yet. And for years, the mystery sat there, unsolved, feeding everyone's imagination. While the internet was running wild with sea monster theories, scientists were doing something much less dramatic. Their hydrophone project wasn't just sitting still. Over the following years, they kept expanding it, placing more microphones closer and closer to Antarctica as part of their ongoing project to study earthquakes and volcanic activity under the seafloor. As they listened, they started to pick up on other strange, powerful sounds coming from the region. These weren't as loud as the Bloop, but they had something in common, a similar shape, a similar rise and fall in pitch, a similar signature when you looked at them on a chart called a spectrogram, which basically turns sound into picture. These quieter, similar-looking sounds have already been linked to something specific: ice. Specifically, the cracking and breaking of massive glaciers and icebergs near Antarctica. So scientists laid the Bloop septogram next to those newly recorded ice sounds and compared them side by side. And in 2005, they confirmed it. The Bloop wasn't an animal, it wasn't a machine, it was an icequake. Here's what that means. Massive ice shelves and glaciers near Antarctica are constantly under enormous stress. When a huge chunk of ice breaks apart from a glacier, it can release a sound powerful enough to travel thousands of miles through the ocean. And here's the detail that explains why it sounded almost alive. Ice doesn't snap instantly like a rock does in a normal earthquake. It cracks slowly and stretches little by little as it breaks. That slower stretching fracture creates a longer sweeping sound wave, which is exactly why the Bloop had that strange rising pitch that sounded so much like a living creature. No monster, just an enormous piece of Antarctic ice breaking apart below the surface. Here's the twist that makes it more just a fun mystery solved. These icequakes are not rare. The hydrophones now pick up tens of thousands of very similar sounds every year in the waters around Antarctica. And scientists have linked together the increasing frequency with a warming planet. As ocean temperatures rise, ice shelves weaken from below, cracking more often, and they break apart more easily. So the same sound that once sparked a sea monster theory turned out to be something else entirely. One of the first widely noticed acoustic signs of just how much stress the Earth's polar ice is actually under. The ocean turned out to be hiding something even stranger than a monster. Proof that our planet's ice is constantly cracking apart, far out of sight all the time.